Welcome back to the Sophia D Radio Show. It is our 14th year anniversary, y'all, as an independent radio show, and I am so excited. We'll talk about this guest in just a minute. Listen, don't forget, get your Sophia D Radio Show t-shirts. This is my size. We've got all sizes. For $25. Listen, when you buy this shirt, you are supporting a Black-owned business. You are supporting an independent radio show, and you are supporting what we do in the community. Wear these shirts. Let people know what we're doing in the upstate of South Carolina. This is what we do for multimedia. Check this out. My special guest, it called it on the chair. My special guest for our 14th year anniversary is the one and only Ben Hall, owner of Big Ben's Desserts, y'all. It's our 14th year anniversary. Welcome back to the show again. It was 7 years ago. It was in 2017 in your house. Yeah. When you were baking in your house. Yes, people don't know this stuff. Like, they come to your shop, which this is where we are, and it smells so good in here, y'all. But we were in Ben's house the first time you were on the radio show. Yes, baking out of, like, grinding, y'all. Yep. I remember that.
I do too. That's why this moment is very, very special to me.
And then he set that cupcake in front of me. I was like, really, Ben? Oh, you shady. I can talk this story because we've known each other for years.
Yes, ma'am.
So listen, y'all know he's a Clemson fan, but you know, USC been on one. I wish he would say something today. That's why he laughing.
Oh, I ain't got no beef. I ain't got no beef with you. I promise you.
He don't. He don't want that shade today. He don't want that smoke.
Nope.
Whew, that smoke coming out.
I got nothing but great memories. that's all I say. I got nothing but great memories against Carolina. So.
Listen, good stuff. I'm actually proud of both teams. I think both teams are still doing well, and they still represent the state well. So I said what I said, but let's go Gamecocks. 2024, baby. That garnet and black looks good.
Okay. You win. Today.
When we end this, I don't know what's going to happen. Pray for your girl, okay? Listen, Ben Hall, from the house to now this is your second shop.
Yes.
So, what a very well-known establishment and brand that you have, and as one who has seen your growth, I am just so proud of you. So congratulations. Thank you. And continued blessings to you and everything that you've got going on and the new things you probably have in your pocket that he's not going to tell nobody. So as a successful entrepreneur in the baking industry, what unique challenges have you faced and how are you overcoming those challenges?
Man, the challenges never stop, to be honest. Like, it's really a day-to-day battle. I think, you know, when I talk to other entrepreneurs, the main thing that most can relate to is the mental battle of it. That's really all it is. It's just your mental state of mind, making sure that you're ready to handle problems. I tell people, as an owner of any business, your job is to get up to fix problems. That's all you're doing. Even with the product or service that you offer, you know, people come to me, hey, I need a cake by Thursday. That's a problem that they have, and it's my job to fix it. So when you look at things from that angle, you realize that that's what your job is being a problem solver. And if you can solve problems, you always are going to be in the business of being making money, so to speak. So, but there's a lot of challenges that you face. I mean, you're trying to grow, the need for capital to expand, to continue to run your business correctly, because there's a lot of peaks and valleys in business, and you have to be able to keep up with those. You have to think ahead, stay forecasted on things that may happen, may or may not happen. So you always got to keep your mind in the game. I always say I think it's more mental than anything else. Physical is just physical challenges. I don't really see, you know, much of that. I've had some cakes fall over on me in my day, but other than that, it's definitely a mental game in the business arena.
Yeah. Can you tell us, you know, you said this in 2017, but for our new listeners that are joining us, can you tell the founding behind Big Ben's Desserts? You know, where does that love and passion come from to to bake, because I'm not a baker. I can cook very, very well, but if I was to bake, we going to the hospital or we're gonna be on the toilet one. Like, don't think of the images, but I'm not a baker.
I don't think you would be that bad. I don't think it would be that bad. Baking is very, very unique. It's funny because you can mess it up, but you can add a lot of things that you think you shouldn't put in baking, and then it turns out good. So that's the fun part about baking. Oh man, but the story as far as getting into baking, it's a lot to it, but to keep it short, it's really a passion about freedom and serving my community more so than it is the passion for baking. And I really love to express that to people, because I try to give people a seed of faith and a seed of belief to understand that, hey, you can do anything you put your mind to, because, at one point people thought football was my thing and that's what I was good at and that's what I was born to do. And however, that was just something I was, God gifted at. Baking is a vessel for what I'm allowed to do. So I love doing things in my community. My community done a lot for me growing up, and if it wasn't for my community, I don't know where I would be. And that's being very honest, because life could have pulled me in so many different directions, but you had people in your community, whether it be teachers, coaches, principals, the substitute teachers, everybody in the community laying hands on you and giving you a little bit of guidance is what kept me on the right path, so to speak. So baking is a seed that came out of me as a man wanting to be somebody in my community that could give back. And as I was working a job, I always excelled at any job I worked at, and I realized at the time that it was nothing wrong with the job. It just wasn't going to give me the freedom that I needed to go into the community, the churches, the schools, and do what I wanted to do. So baking came from, and it's kind of crazy, but I could make this banana pudding that everybody loves.
Woo, y'all, hold up.
Yep.
Woo. My country self.
Yes.
Always want a cup of coffee to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never tell my grandmas. I can say this because they don't watch the show. They would, but one of them she don't know how to use an iPhone.
You're gonna get me in trouble then.
Listen, I will never tell my grandmas your banana pudding is about as good as theirs. I'll say it like that. But you didn't hear that? Okay.
I didn't hear that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I got you, and that's a real big compliment. And so it stemmed from me being able to make that, and I never made it for nobody, never thought nothing of it, just kind of shared it to myself. But then, through prayer and just reading and just working on yourself, it's like I just got this urge, to make this banana pudding for my job. And I'm like, at first I'm like, what am I doing making this banana pudding, But then it led to me making one, and through that, people loved it. And then people started saying, man, do you bake cakes? Do you bake cakes? And I'm like, no, I don't bake no cakes. But I realized what God was doing. I realized the path he was putting me on was basically saying, hey, I'm going to give you something that you can apply who you are to it and grow it into something that's going to bless you with that freedom that you're seeking. And so I fell in love with what baking allowed me to do. Yeah. So it's not so much as the passion for actually baking, more so than the passion to see what baking can give me and the freedom that it is giving me to bless the community. Plus, food of any kind is a very intimate thing. So just by cooking someone a dish or making someone a cupcake is like an intimate gesture, and it's like an ultimate sign of like appreciation and love. And so he put me in an arena that I could just show my gratitude to the community in a way of fun desserts. You know what I mean? So it's been a blessing all the way around.
Talking about fun, being blessed. You mentioned this word a couple of different times, freedom. Mm-hmm. As a full-time business owner,
yes,
what does freedom look like to you?
Oh man, freedom is basically the ability to navigate your day. The beautiful thing about baking, I'm open noon to 8, but I can get up as early as I need to make sure everything is baked out, make sure the business is ready to open and things of that nature, and then I can have the rest of my day to go serve. Do things like this, be of service to the community in any way that I can serve, and then you can decide like, hey, like I'm planning myself a vacation, so it's like I know when it's time for me to take that rest, and you can navigate things like, okay, what type of bills need to be paid, what type financial situation you need to be in to be able to do that, but you don't have to look to your right or left and ask anyone, can you do these things? Because I know a lot of people can get distraught when you may ask your job, like, hey, I need this day out to go do this, and they're like, no, we really need you here. Now you're stuck in this tug of war of like, should I get in trouble? Or, you're risking having to answer or suffer the consequences of not coming to work. But when you're an entrepreneur, you kind of know what you need to have in your eggs nest or whatever to make sure that you can still go enjoy life or take those time for yourself without having to worry about somebody telling you no.
Yeah.
And that was a big deal with me, because when I was working a job the first time, I had the ability to go into the community. I had to ask my boss, could I take that day? And he told me no. And that really hit me from a standpoint of like, wow, like I'm really passionate about something I really want to go do. My heart's excited about it. I'm excited about it. I feel that it's right thing to do, and someone else is on my right side saying you can't. And that is really what kind of propelled me into looking into different options. Most importantly, just praying to God and looking into myself and looking at the gifts that we're given and how can I utilize and make those gifts make room for me, such as the word says. Go ahead.
And so one thing that I love is I guess how chipper you get when you talk about the community.
Yeah.
Our business is based off community. We love serving our community, and I know you are just a big kid in the community, and the younger generation really, I think they appreciate you at their young age, but I think they'll appreciate you as they get older. So, talking about community, expanding Big Ben's Desserts can also benefit the community. So what strategies have you implemented to continue to grow Big Ben's Desserts, and what plans do you have for expansion?
When you talk strategies, man, I'm really big on faith, and I'm really big on, letting God lead order my steps. And I'm not just saying that. It's really like understanding what he's trying to get you to do. And God just sends me these flashes of this huge situation. I'm like, God, what are you showing me? You get crazy because you're like, dude, what are you saying? You saying I need to do, and it gets huge. And then that's when you be scared, like, wow, you started from this and you're trying to tell me I should do this. And so if I had to say anything about strategies, the main strategy is just focusing on the day at hand, right? And what I mean by that is anything that you produce or give or sell, you just want to make sure you're giving the best of the best every time that you do it, whether it's a t-shirt, whether it's a piece of cake, whether it's a cup of coffee, whether you're washing someone's car, whether you're cleaning someone's carpet, whether you're working on someone's car, like anything that you do, the root of the strategy starts with just great service, right? Great service and product. Like if you try to bypass any of those things, I think your business is going to suffer. So, right, like if I say, yeah, I want to expand, and my strategy to expand is I want to advertise and do all this. But if you're advertising something that isn't good, it doesn't matter how much you advertise. Like everybody that tastes it is not going to say, hey, you should go try this. They're going to say, man, this was bad. You're going to get a bad review. And chances are your business is not going to expand. So the number one strategy I use when I think of expansion is just making sure I'm pleasing each customer, and we love to have just a double effect, like not only good product, but when you come into these doors, we want to make sure you feel special. We want to make sure we acknowledge you. We want to make sure that we're thankful that you chose to, get in your car, come to this place, and hand over some money for something that we serve. And I think people lose sight of that. Like sometimes business owners can get above themselves and think they get comfortable. And I preach, never get comfortable, man. Like, this is how we earn a living, is through people believing in us. And when you got an economy that's up and down and people are going through things and the cost of living is going up, and someone still says, hey, I want to go here and spend some of my hard-earned money with you, I think they deserve the best of the best. No matter what that is you got to offer, it should be the best of the best. And I think when you talk expansion, that should be your first line of duty. Second is understanding the ways that your product or service can fit into the world on a larger scale. And what I mean by that is I've recently, in the past year and a half, I've delved into the convenience store market. And that has been a very eye-opening experience because a huge fan of gas stations growing up. You know, you go in there whether it's getting a piece of candy or getting some gas or just looking around and grabbing something, you realize that a convenience store is made up of products of other people. Like, right? Like that's like a Walmart is Walmart doesn't really have a lot of product, right? It's other people's product inside of Walmart. And so when I got that understanding, I said, hey, these places need someone like me. You know, not being cocky, but just understanding that, hey, I offer something, I bring something to the table. And that is what opened my eyes to a bigger strategy and a bigger thing. I said, because, you know, you look into your business and you say, man, I could franchise this, I could open up another Big Ben's in a different location. But then you say, hey, well, gas stations are already a brick and mortar. They're already there. So why don't you just focus more on putting your product in places that are already solidified businesses? And I think I found some success in that area, and that's the way I want to continue to expand.
Yeah, we've bought some banana puddings at the convenience store, and they're just as good as they've coming out of the shop here. Just want to put that out there, put that little plug out. Being said, order my steps. I was about to start singing like I was in the 90s.
Listen, it's a blessing.
You want me to hold that to me? Okay. We're not going to do that. Sorry, Lord, I don't want to embarrass you.
No problem. Behind the scenes, I got it. Go ahead.
Keeping in the same ballpark, you know, how do you balance maintaining the quality and authenticity of desserts while scaling your business? I mean, you talked about it a little bit, but the thing about baking or cooking, the quality, it has to be consistent. Because that's what kind of drives your customers back, or, you know, parties, cater, and no, you need to go to Big Ben's and let him cater your desserts. You know, how do you balance that?
For one, a lot of people don't know this. I still bake every single cake and cupcake by myself. Like, I don't have anybody that helps me in the kitchen. And a lot of people have, since I started this business, have offered to help me. A lot of people say, hey, you should go hire here, you should go do this. And so one way of keeping that thing consistent to me is keeping hands-on, right? Like, don't be so quick to try to get out of your business. A lot of people don't want to really, you know, they get to a certain level and then they say, well, I don't want to do this part anymore. And that can, you know, be a good thing or a bad thing, but I really believe in, you know, keeping hands-on and being more intimate with it until you find the proper people that love and care for it just as much as you do. Because you can just go out here and hire and get people to help you. But I don't need help. I'm not looking for people's help. I need commitment. And so it's just like any other, you know, marriage partnership. You need a solid commitment. And somebody said, hey, I care about this just as much as you. And I want to see this go as far as it can go. And when you are patient has been my strongest thing on this journey, because if I wasn't patient, I would have been just went and got anybody to help me. If people looking for a paycheck, they're not going to put anything in it. And the secret to good food or desserts is love. Love is the secret ingredient. So I think when you keep the love involved, let's just put it that way, no matter how much you expand, as long as the love is still involved in the process, I think people are going to still get the same results.
I think that's your signature piece, that you still bake your own cakes and cupcakes. That's just the signature piece. Yeah,
it's not like I want to do it forever, because obviously you got to have your exit strategy. Absolutely. And you got to be able to, you know, give yourself a break. And here's the most important part: do you want your legacy to live on if something ever happened to you? So you got to think about those things in business. And regardless, I trust God, like I said, and I'm just patient with the journey of it. Like, I'm not in a rush. And I think that's one of the strong suits as well, is most people are in a rush to get to a certain destination. They want to reach certain levels of success so fast that they're willing to compromise their product or service and to do so. And I'm just not willing to compromise it. I'm not willing to say, oh, we can get here faster if you just start letting random people help you that don't care about your product, right? And so that's going to cost you a lot of more time, mistakes. You're going to have to keep going backwards to move forward. But if you stay the course and just believe and stay patient, God is going to send the right pieces to that puzzle to help you get there and maintain a consistent product.
So, the shop is closed on Mondays. See, when the shop is closed on Monday, somebody be your PR person. The shop is closed on Mondays. So we ask that you conveniently go to the convenience stores where you can have selected items that you can purchase. And then if there's a product you want, you can visit us Tuesday through Sunday. Bam! How about that?
That was genius. The only thing about that is the products in the convenience stores go just as fast as the products here. So I can't promise that it's going to be there when they get there. I wish I could.
You're on your own.
I'm sorry, guys. Like it's a good problem to have, but like we stock the convenience stores.
Just drive around till you can find something at the convenience store.
Now we're working on getting more locations. Therefore, if one is out, you can do like I used to do when I was around searching for a certain type of chips or something. And they don't have it. I'm like, oh, I'll go up the street, and now I'm stopping at 5 or 6 stores just to find that one bag of chips. So, but we're gonna get better. But
we'll stock up.
Yeah. We're doing our best. Just know that we're doing our best every day to keep that the shelves full. But it's a good problem to have, and I appreciate your patience and understanding beforehand.
As a successful business owner and the level you're at, you know, Mondays the shop is closed. Mm-hmm. What does your day off from the shop look like? Because you're technically not off.
Yes, glad you said that.
But the shop is just closed.
The shop is closed. Like, that was something that was personal to me before I opened. Like I said, the power of freedom. So every business is typically Monday through Friday or Monday through Sunday or Monday through Saturday, you know, but most businesses are open on Monday. What came to me was, believe it or not, just honest truth, Monday was just one of those days, you know, that you found out that worldwide was one of the most dreaded days of the week, right? Like Sunday night, people are dreading getting up Monday, right? And I just wanted to be in control of that. I wanted to have the option to, you know, rest and recover or, you know, do other things because I knew I had to have something to make sure I could be available for schools and events and things. So I just chose Monday as something that was going to give me like a weekday to where the schools and things were active and I could be off to be a part of that. So a typical day off is really just when I do meetings. I do a lot of meetings or I'm answering calls or I'm going around checking the gas stations. I'm still doing baking. So it's really not technically a day off, but it's reserved for things that I want to do versus when you're open Tuesday through Saturday. Now you're more of in an obligation mode. Hey, you said your hours are this, you're open at noon, I expect to have some cake. You know what I mean? So you put yourself in a position where you should and have to perform. Monday is just a day where I can pick and choose, hey, I want to still do some work this Monday, or I really need this Monday for rest, or today I just want to serve and do some other things in the community. But recently, over the past year and a half, we had a men's Bible study that we started, and every first Monday of the month, we have a men's Bible study. So the Mondays actually came in very convenient to now we have a excellent men's Bible study group, man. And I want to clarify what Bible study means. It's not this. A lot of men get scared when we say Bible study because they think we're going to be pointing the finger and thou shalt not. No, it's not that type of party. We fellowship, man, it's like a safe space. It's like a networking party. It's like advice for anything. Like, we got a lot of variety of different people, and that's what makes it special. We have people from all walks of life that have an expertise in certain areas, and some days they may lead the Bible study and say, hey, today we're going to talk about life insurance, and everybody gets educated on life insurance. Today we're going to talk about real estate. Today we're going to dive into the Word. But that Monday gives me the freedom to put that out there without having to really, you know, be involved with business and trying to actually shut down. Because when you close a business on a day that it's supposed to be open, you can get a lot of backlash. But if the day is reserved and it says we're closed, most people respect that day no matter what you're doing. Even if you do decide to open or not, people respect the fact that you says it's closed.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a music break, listen and watch one of my favorite artists, 92 Cheese, featuring Zabo Gotti. Zabo, I'm trying to be your fifth backup singer, and you just, I mean, you act like you ain't got no faith in me. Like, I can hold a note. Hello. Listen, OMM, And I was trying to be, why was I not in this music video? Why y'all sleeping on me? What's up with that? You know I can act. 92 Cheese, Zabo Gotti, Sophia D, Ben Hall, y'all. It's our 14th year anniversary, baby. We'll be right back.
Yes.
Catch a vibe between you and I over. Word. You can trust me, believe me, your secret. Ha. Your style can nobody compare to. Your hairdo, down to your heels, such a rare view. My compliments, it only makes sense that I cherish you. An honest man, but if you wanna play, I'm a player too. I understand that you got needs. I'm the type to give you what you want, indeed. Let me show you I care. I see your scars, and I'm here to repair. Here's my shoulder when you need me, I'm there. I've been down for some years, but since you here, I've been seeing shit clear. When I'm zoning out, you start to appear. I'm daydreaming, and nightmares not have you here. So I make reasons to book a trip for 2 for 3 days at the Four Seasons. For the weekend. Loving all your features, the way you switch it up and rock sneakers, tights and a t-shirt, dressed like you standing in the bleachers, dark skin and sedity, mocha diva, so fine you could be a cheater. Every text feel like a teaser, having vegans trying to meet you, make more than rappers, all features, pull up, pop out, let me see you, have them talking for a reason, make your pussy pledge allegiance. When I'm moody, please don't leave me, be my Gemini, and ostracize any that tries to come between you and I. Pheromones fly through the air, and you the bullseye, my target since we locked from the stair. I've been a